late, mate.
Yo, yo, yo. How is it going?
Oh, what time to call this, mate?
This is 4 minutes past. I just wanted to make sure everybody was ready at the same time.
We were ready 5 minutes early, mate.
Fucking hell.
I was chopping up my chicken, boys.
Poor form, mate. Get some
Oh, that's
system
good.
quicker.
Getting it frozen.
I was gonna get you fired, Luke, mate. We were gonna as shareholders, we were gonna like get you off the board. You were gonna be gone. Fucking hell, bro.
Scandalous. Absolutely scandalous. Okay. Fair enough.
My
How are you all
background's so
doing?
shit compared to all of yours, by the way. Like, what's that clothes rail there? It's got to be more.
Bro,
like-
look at this. My girlfriend's fucking makeup and my chubby cheeks make up a third of the frame.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm going this way. We're going this way. We've now got a Starbucks cup, which is not staying there.
Aside from the Gregs and the blue light blockers, I think I look most professional.
Nah,
I think the Gregs and the blue light blockers take it down a peg or two, so we can't say aside from that.
look at that. You can't argue with John's. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
dominant.
was the one
Dominance.
here.
That is very alpha. That is very alpha.
It's very base, in my opinion.
I agree.
Oh my days. How are you all been anyway? Dan, we haven't spoke to you for a few weeks. What you been up to?
How's Dan? Dan's good, man. I feel fat. That's how I feel. I was talking to Tom about it today. I just feel chubby, man. I feel so heavy.
Bruv, your face is chiseled. Fuck
No,
is this
yeah.
about?
But it's never faced me. It's the belly, man. Just feel fat. Like it feels like I said to Tom, every bit of on-plan food I eat feels like I'm eating off-plan. It just feels like I'm eating too much. It's like I don't know. I'm 9 weeks after the diet now. It should be normal eating a lot, but it just feels so off-plan, and it's just it
What's the
doesn't.
rate of gain? What's the rate of gain been for 9 weeks?
Well, it's all right. I'm about 4.5 kilo up, so it's not
Oh,
bad.
Fine.
Yeah, but it's just hard to cut. It's my first structured diet, and then coming out of the structured diet, so it feels weird.
I know what you mean, because we finished our fat loss phases about the same time, and I'm about 4 and a bit kilos up.
Yeah.
How does it feel now, like body fat wise, compared to before you started though? Did you not feel that fat then?
Well, before I started the diet,
Yeah.
I was a bit oblivious back then. But like obviously I knew I was fat, but I'd also been bulking for 10 months, whereas I've only been doing it for like 2 months now, and I'm like, what? Not good.
I think there's a point where when you get so fat you don't realize you're fat, and then you kind of, you stay there for a while, probably too long. I think everyone's been there.
Yeah, you don't realize you can't really see the extra fat going on when you're already fat.
Yeah.
Whereas now these few kilos are literally just like testing my willpower right now. Whereas the next few will be all right.
The thing is though, like I say this to clients a lot, like when you bulk, you might not look great at the start, but then give yourself 4 to 8 weeks and you might look better. Like once you just get in the momentum, once the muscle kind of comes on, and like it's weird. I'm not sure exactly what it is, because it's not like you're building muscle that quickly, but some people just look a bit crap at the start of a bulk, and then halfway through they look really good, and then at the tail end they look a bit shit.
Let's pray.
I was actually talking about this at the gym today with Dan, Adam and Connor.
Yeah.
Because Adam was talking about finishing up his fat loss phase, but I definitely noticed that. Like I finished up at 69 kilos, about there, and then I didn't have any detail in my hamstrings, whereas like 71, 72, I noticed a bit of detail in there that like wasn't there at the end of the diet, just like filling back out again and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine kind of just went straight from like diet to just feeling fat instantly. I didn't really feel like I got like leaner or more detail, but I probably could have handled the reversal a bit better, if I'm honest. But
upon reflection, what do you think you could have done better there then?
Not gone all out, but like it was certainly a time. Well, even the end of the diet, I wasn't adhering fully. So it was just like, it was a time I was like, oh, off season starts now, let's scram. So it was like, I could have been better. It's just a learning curve for next time. And realistically, it didn't do too much damage. It also didn't help, like when I was like finishing my diet, I was darting around different gyms. So my last like diet pictures were in tent, which is really good lighting, which sort of doesn't help. But like, I've been looking back at the photos thinking, fuck, I actually got relatively lean. Like I was actually getting there. And now I look at myself, I'm like, I can see that I've got bigger because I do look a bit malnourished in them. But like, I do miss being lean. It's the first time in my life where I've missed being lean because I've never really been lean before. So
I remember seeing photos of you like before, I think it was before you got a coach and you were pretty lean then. How would you compare that to then end of this fat loss phase?
see, this forever annoys me, okay? Because I was on placement and I was in a flat that I'll never be able to take check-in photos out again. So I have some check-in photos at home, but I can't work out how I set the phone up. So it does my head in when I can't replicate a photo, if you get me, like the angle and stuff like that. I feel like I probably got a bit leaner than how I started with Reese. But I have absolutely no idea because that lighting was like really harsh downlight. So my quads look ridiculous, but everything else kind of looked washed out. But I've been dieting for a long time at that point. So I'd say I'm probably leaner. I was leaner at the start of that, but I was like a good few kilos up at the end of this diet. So I don't know. It's impossible to say, isn't it? And that's the joys of bodybuilding, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Subjective
What
sport.
about you, John, Jack? What you been up to, boys? John can go first. Assert dominance.
Assert dominance. Yes, I'll take charge of this. Again, it's again pretty much a repeat of last week. Just uni work. That's kind of what my life is at the minute. Gym has changed yet again. I don't know if you saw my story, boys, the other night. It's pretty whack gym in my opinion. The leg extension's awful.
Well,
the Pulse Fitness is just utter dog shit. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of been my life at the minute. It's just uni work and gym.
Fair play.
Jack, how are we doing?
Pretty much the same. Uni, coaching, training, eating. I went on a pub crawl. No, not a pub crawl. I went on pub golf, which is basically a pub crawl. I had a terrible time, drank way too much, and Wednesday was a write-off. And now I am glad to be sober. That's all I have to say about this week, to be honest.
There's no avoiding overdoing it at pub golf.
Oh,
It's a balls to the wall thing. You're going to be
why is it called pub golf?
right. I don't know how you guys play it,
yeah.
but there's essentially like a set of pubs that you have to follow, like a golf course. There's usually 9 because that would make sense. I actually threw it away. I had my pub golf record up there. It's got hole-in-ones and everything, but I binned it because I didn't want to look like a nitty. So yeah, so you do 9 pubs in a row. Say you chop a pint in one, you don't bring the glass back down. That's a hole in one. You bring it down and go again, that's a 2. Then some people play it with like rules, like if you like chunder, like it's a +3 or something, or like a foul or something, and then you get like a score at the end. You can get like minuses for things, but obviously that's individual like rules. But yeah, I got all hole-in-ones because I'm built. But you are fucked the next day. You are absolutely because it's a different drink at every hole.
Yeah,
it's absolutely it's brutal. And like you'll get like I remember mine was like half a pitcher at some holes. Like we had probably like 3 or 4 pints out. We had like a snake bite, which is half beer, half cider, and it's actually rank, but it's fun. It's so fun. I absolutely love it.
At the first, we were doing it in teams, and at the first pub, my teammate goes to me, "If you do the first pub on your own, I'll do the second pub." So I did 2 pints of cider, and I necked them. I did each one in 2, which is okay.
That's pretty respectable.
As soon as I finished it, I was like, "Shit, I haven't drunk in like fucking 16 weeks, 4 months." I was absolutely fucked, and then I died the rest of the night. When I was so drunk, I spilled my drink, and that's 3 shots. So I had to do 3 shots. Yeah, fucking bad. My final drink was like hole 4. It was a Steiner, those like big like German monks. It's like a 2 pint.
That's fucking brutal.
I did it in 3. I was pretty pleased about that. Before that, I did a Guinness in 1, but that's quite easy. A pint of Guinness.
Yeah, Guinness is easy, to be fair. It just tastes so bad.
Nah, fuck off. I love Guinness.
I hate beer though. So anything along that
line.
beer
sucks.
Nah, you guys are wrong. I hate
alcohol. Cider's so clear of beer, and if people call me a pussy for that, so be it. I'm a pussy.
Yeah, I'm with Dan on this one. John, what's the verdict? Beer, yes or no?
Guinness, yes. Beer, hit and miss. Depends on the beer.
What about cider?
Right, fair.
Nah, no cider.
Yeah, cider's wank. I can fuck off.
Cider's not that great.
Luke, cider, yay, nay.
Well,
Spirits are my
none of
favourite.
them are optimal. Yes, spirits for the low calorie.
Yeah, man. Spirits are optimal. Spirits are optimal.
Spirits are optimal. To be fair, for hangovers, clear spirits, just stick to that and abuse water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
water's the goat. Get in 2 liters before you go to bed.
Yeah,
Sort
mate,
of.
vodka water, that's the go-to drink.
Yeah, squashka. That's what they call it. You put squash for
Yeah,
vodka.
yeah.
That's
Just
class.
vodka water, bro. Just vodka water.
I
haven't
heard
drank in a
something
minute.
hilarious in the gym today, right? So I was in the dumbbell press room, and this guy goes to his mate, "You're not gonna have any water for your session?" And he looks at him and goes, "I don't need water. I'm an athlete."
Who was that?
What?
I don't know.
That's so
but
fucking funny.
apparently he's been there for ages.
I've seen some really degenerate things in Future recently. Like seriously bad. It's getting worse. But it's quite entertaining. It's like a zoo.
Yeah, because it just compounds, doesn't it? Like the more stupid stuff going on, the more stupid stuff happens.
Yeah. And it stinks of deep heat recently. Why? I don't know.
Everyone's injured. Everyone's injured. Fucking hell.
See, my theory was I bet there's someone that's gone, oh, this will give me a good pump because it promotes like blood flow or something. They've whacked a bunch of deep heat on them.
Todd was deep heating yesterday before his legs session.
Might be Todd then.
Why?
Yeah, I did walk in. I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Bizarre. Fucking bizarre. One time, right, I had because I'm Mr. Injuries. I had an injury, classic, and I put on Kwang Loon, the fucking shit that Jordan Peters, JP, used to put on his joints, and I was like, right, he's incredibly strong, and his joints are for the most part calm, so I'll give it a go. I chucked it on. It fucking stunk. I smelt like a pharmacy. Like anyone coming near me was like, you could tell that they just something was off. I fucking left the gym so quickly. I was like, no, I can't be in here.
Yeah,
I've been
that. It's like people that don't shower before the gym. I'm so okay. Actually, that's a good question. Are you guys team shower before or after the gym?
After.
Yeah, after. If I have to pick one, after.
No. You can do both if you're a cleanly human.
Yeah, I prefer both personally.
Shower in the
Yeah.
morning, shower post session. They're my showers.
Depends when I'm training though. If I'm training late in the day, I'm showering before. If I'm training.
Yeah, but you shower in the morning and then you should be sound by the time you train.
How fat am I in this though? Am I currently me fat?
Current. But
I'm showering 4 times a day, bro.
people seem to ignore that deodorant exists at Future. Like it's absolutely feral. It absolutely reeks sometimes. Someone will walk past you like, fuck me, man. Have you not showered in 3 days? It's great.
I remember one deload, I like literally forgot to shower. I was like 2 days in, and I'm like, I haven't been to the gym in 2 days. I haven't showered in 2 days. This is really bad.
Oh, mate.
So then
That's
I
great.
remembered every morning from there. But yeah, not ideal.
That is a true bodybuilder. He doesn't go to the gym, so he just ceases to function as an
just
adult.
forgot to
To
shower for,
shower.
like,
Do you
2
just
days.
you seep in anabolic fluids?
To be
I
fair,
forgot
that is
to
exactly
sleep.
how I've been. That's how I've been today. I got up and showered. All I've done is my steps today, and I haven't even finished them. And I've literally done fuck all day. It's so bad when I'm on a rest day, but I've nothing to do. It's terrible.
Abysmal, man.
I feel
I've got
like-
rest day tomorrow. I need it. To be fair.
I've got hacks and stiff legs tomorrow.
Oh,
Optimal.
That's atrocious.
optimal. Are you
Right.
stiff leg from the floor, or are you using a cheat?
Now, if I stiff leg from the floor, well, don't get me started on this, by the way. People that pull off blocks that don't need to, fucking grow up.
Yeah.
I actually need to pull off blocks. But hang on, I'm gonna get a freeze frame of what I look like pulling off a block.
I like that Luke's cat. Is Luke frozen for anyone else? Because that's quite funny.
Nah, Luke's right for me.
Oh fuck! This is fucking comedy gold. I'm saving that.
Why?
Right.
What's going on?
Has he got
Your
that
face.
stare?
I'll put it in the chat. I had that
Right.
staring.
This is me pulling off blocks. Imagine if I didn't have the blocks there.
Okay, fair.
Whereas people pull off blocks and they literally look like this when they start their pull.
Yeah, man, it's
Like,
parallel.
do a conventional deadlift. Seriously, like, honest to God, man.
I've been seeing some conventional RDLs recently. They're pretty.
Oh,
I think
God,
I know
man.
who you might be talking about.
Now,
Where do they train, Luke?
No, bro, it's just loads of people.
Oh, I saw one person in particular, but they did own up to it. In fairness, they put it in their caption, so fair play.
You're talking about
Okay.
Osborne. You're talking about
If
George
you own
Osborne.
up to it, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I was like, fair play for owning it. That's the thing, though. That's why, like, if I RDO again, or when I RDO again, I'm
Is
going
that
to do it.
Luke taking his Be Real, by the way?
No, it's not Be Real. I'm posting on Instagram.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jack.
It's calm, bro. If I RDO, I'm going to do it off blocks and basically do it as like a touch and go SLDL almost, because everyone's doing conventional RDLs now. It's fucking...
Yeah.
Because people be like, oh, the deadlift is shit. It hurts me. It's got bad stimulus, lots of fatigue. So I'm going to do RDL, and then they RDL like a deadlift. And it's like, what's the point? It's a door.
I wonder what the like difference between stimulus to fatigue is between like a conventional deadlift and a stiff leg. I bet it's not that much. I bet people just run with the fact that conventional is higher fatigue. Like, I bet you it's not that much. It can't be that much.
Well, it's just more that you're not getting as much hamstring out of it.
Well, yeah, but like I've literally seen people put their stiff legs down, and like if you played it side by side with conventional deadlift, it would look exactly the same. So
Yeah, this is what I was about to say. Is if you look at some of my audios, they pretty much look like a stiff leg, not audio. If you look at my deadlifts, they look like a stiff leg off the floor.
yeah,
I suppose it may come into how that person's deadlifting to decide whether or not what type of fatigue is being created.
yeah. Luke, when are you going to give failure training a go, by the way?
Bro, I got absolutely messed up on the pendulum today by Adam. That guy is a savage.
So you want to do that every week, right? It's fun. You just won't have to do 5 sets of it.
Yeah,
Mate,
to
I
be
was
fair.
literally feeling like disabled after that. I was stumbling down the stairs. It was horrible.
Oh my god, I don't know if you guys have seen coming down from the leg room. The easiest staircase to get down is like a spiral wooden staircase. Oh my god, it's the sketchiest thing ever. And it's terrible if you meet someone coming up as well. Oh, day ruiner. Got to do the reverse when your quad's actually lit up. Not fun.
So I've got, Matt reckons, one more block of volume escalation, and then we'll run static volume. So I'll just, when it's static volume, I'll just go to failure and see how I find it.
Fair.
I reckon.
Fair play, mate.
That's your chance to get very strong. Static volume.
All the,
actually grow
strength
tissue.
in, all the strength in one go. That'll be about when I...
John, you cheeky fuck.
That'll be about when 140 RDL's happening. So,
Oh, that's pretty big, to be fair.
yeah, bro.
What do you do now for RDLs?
130. So
That's gone up a lot, in fairness.
yeah, I'm finding that even with straps, I keep losing grip. Like I could get one more rep, but the bar is
short, my boy.
It's really annoying.
You need short.
I think I might have some. It's either here or at home, but it's really annoying me. To be fair, my straps are like 2 years old, so I'm not surprised.
Well, I got some new ones the other week for Valentine's, actually. Breaking them in.
The other week.
Yeah.
What a good present. What a good present, to be fair. Right, let's get on to the topic for this week. So we're going to chat a little bit about what we do before the gym to get ready, what we do before a set to get ready, and then if we want to chat about like post-workout routine and that sort of stuff, then we can as well.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Who's kicking it off?
You.
What? No, I just did the introduction.
Go on. You ask a question.
Do the same order. Do Dan, John, me, Luke.
Yeah, so what we did last time, Dan, was essentially like one person would say something and then the next person would like build on it from there and then go right. If you get ready.
Let's do it.
So you kick it off. What's the first thing in your pre-workout routine?
Scram. I eat. That's useful. No, I've actually changed my pre-meal recently because I was having 200 grams of dry weight rice and it was not good.
Yeah.
So now I have either 140 grams or a bagel meal, which I shouldn't really change, but I'm trying to work out which is best. But I eat my meal first. Then I wait about an hour and go and train. 50 minutes, actually, to be exact, because then I start my walk down to the gym, which is 10 minutes. And if it's a leg day, I leave 10 minutes earlier so I can get some warm-up work done. If it's an upper day, I just pray that my joints survive and just go in there late. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep, pre-workout routine, scran, just sort of whatever can be thrown together in 5 minutes. Often a lot of OJ and a lot of jam.
Yeah.
And then again, it's like 20-minute walk to the gym, and then straight onto the treadmill as soon as I change rooms, sort my shit out, and then straight into the gym, and then on the treadmill to kind of get that tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Jack, anything to add?
I drink before I eat, actually, guys, because hydration. No, I'm kidding. Well, I will, but that's just me being pedantic. I eat, and then I work, and then I watch videos of people that are going to do what I'm going to do, and then go to the gym, and then get on the treadmill normally.
See, I've never understood that. Watch what someone's doing before you do it. It gives me anxiety, especially on leg day. I can't watch someone hack because then my heart's racing about the hack. I need to be calm when I get to that. I
can't do it for legs, but like I tend to just watch like push and pull. Like if it's a leg day, I might watch someone hinge because I have a hinge on that day.
Yeah.
But like, just kind of seeing someone like get excited for it and doing it. There's something about it that just like gets you ready to do it yourself. It like makes you want to do it even more, if that makes sense. You're like teasing yourself, you know.
I watch just
you can't do it for upper though because nobody trains upper. Like literally, I swear I've never seen anyone do a session.
Yeah, I normally have to watch a push session or a pull session depending on how the upper is.
Just whatever you're starting
YouTube. YouTube does it for me. I just can't. Once I eat the pre-meal, I just don't want to start thinking about the gym until I'm there or on the walk to the gym. That's when I like. Actually,
I only do it like 10 minutes before I leave. I'll watch like one video.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there for an hour fucking. I'm dead that.
It's like people write their logbook. I just kind of, I do write my logbook now rather than just go in, but I do it on my phone. I just keep everything there. But like, I'll do that like well earlier in the day. Like, I think that's somewhat out of excitement to train, which is a good thing. But then, like I said, I'll literally watch mindless content until it's time to go. And then that is where like there'll be a certain genre of music that's kind of going to fit the walk depending on the day, depending on the weather, and then just go for it. And then my sessions are heavily influenced by who's there. If I go into the gym at peak times, it's a no from me. I'm listening to some drum and bass. I'm not talking to anyone. Whereas if it's like, I've been going at 12 recently, that sort of ballpark, and Rihanna is getting me through it. Things like that, like good vibe stuff. Drum and bass when I'm pissed off that the gym's busy.
Yeah.
Go on, Luke. What's your pre-routine?
What I would add to it is scran my oats, and then I write out my logbook, and then I'll usually do something for like half an hour, start driving to the gym, and then I warm up for like 10-15 minutes on the treadmill, and I just sort of use that to clear any messages on my phone and that sort of thing, because then I'm like not stressing about that stuff while I'm trying to train. I don't know if you do that as well, Jack, when you're warming up on the treadmill.
Depends on the message. If it's like finishable, then yeah. If it's like the start of like a conversation, then no, because that's just going to be in my head, if that makes sense. So like I always make sure that I can get a good chunk of work done in the morning or pre-gym. So my goal really is like before that pre-meal, have ticked off everything that I need to as a coach, 99%. So then I can go be an athlete, bro. Go athlete mode. #athlete mode.
I will say I have to get a certain amount of water in before I train.
Yeah.
Liter and a half.
I like to put my phone on airplane mode as well, especially if I'm like a little bit worried about the session.
No,
My phone's always on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, do not disturb. I've got one specifically called No Instagram because I don't want to like air my clients, but I just don't want to deal with like Instagram notifications for whatever reason. So I have one called No Instagram.
I literally have everything's on Do Not Disturb all times of the day. So it's like, rather than hearing a notification and going on my phone, it's like, oh, I want to go reply right now, so I'm going to go and do that. Because otherwise I'm on my phone way too much. My screen time's actually down because of that, so clearly works. Right.
How do you do the no
gym,
Instagram, Jack?
Whoa, what was that? Mr.
Sorry.
Wi-Fi.
Go on, Luke, you go.
Mr. Wi-Fi.
Sorry, I said, how do you do the no Instagram? Is it just in settings that you just turn the notification off, or?
Yeah, just under like the do not disturb settings, you can make a new one. So I've got do not disturb, I've got sleep, I've got one for driving, which is just like do not disturb, but it automatically turns on when I'm driving. And then I've got no Instagram. But mainly that's just because I get like a million DMs a day from people, and when it gets to like 10 p.m. or so, and I just want time to myself, I'll be like, hey, I don't want to deal with Instagram. But if a client messages me, I should reply because I'm being paid to reply and I owe them a reply. So, but other than that, yeah, my screen.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I go on Instagram. I'm like, oh, it's not that many messages, and it's like 20, 30 plus. I'm like, I literally replied to everybody like a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you send someone a DM, you send like 5 people a DM one day, and then they don't reply. And you're like, okay, so you send like you find another 5, and then they reply again. And now you've got 10, and it like doubles and stacks. And like, there was a point I had like 50 conversations going at once, and I was like, these are individual people. I can't just bin them off. So I just stopped messaging new people and just kind of worked my way through. And oh my god, it took me ages. But still, it was good to talk to people. Sometimes depends on the person. You know, some of them are cringe. Shout out cringe people. You guys are the worst. There's some shit on Instagram, and I think everyone knows, so it's fine. But like, you find some interesting people.
There are some people that do my head in, but I'll still follow them just to moan about them.
But yeah, there's a fine line with that though. It's still got to be entertaining, because if it just annoys you all the time, like
no, but my entertainment is laughing at them. Like, they don't realistically provide me much value. There's one couple, and I'm not going to name names here, but the female in the couple does my fucking head in.
So moving on then, what about before a set? Dan, I think you'd be a good person to ask because you're a dirty little failure trainer. What do you think about before a set?
Oh, all the people that have wronged me in my life. No, I'm joking. It depends on the set, realistically, doesn't it? A lot of the time, I'm thinking, am I like recovered for this set? Because a lot of time, I hate the time in between sets. I wish it could be shorter. I find for myself, people that are saying they can rest a minute and a half before doing another set of arms, I don't think they train their arms properly, because my arms are still absolutely burning at that point. Like, I need a good 3 minutes between each set. So most of the time I'm there thinking like, right, when can I do this set? When can I do this set? But before a big set, before like a hack or something, like I will say you do have to get the emotions going. Like, I don't get overwhelmed, if you get me, but I can't just go, right, do my hack set now, unrack it. It just doesn't quite work like that. I need to have like I have this whole playlist that I tap into if I need it. It's called my preset song playlist, which is like before like stiff legs, hacks, something that like actually gets my emotions going. Other than that, like just like a set of like a press or something, like most of my upper day, I'm just walking around the gym like vibing to some like 2000s music, and I'll just set my tripod up and think, right, time to go, wait for a good bit of the song and then just go. But I don't really put too much thought into it, to be fair, just as soon as I'm like muscularly ready.
Fair.
Johnny boy.
So before set, it's pretty much the same process. There's not really a lot of talking going on in the head. It's more just this is it's not therapy time, but it's time to just kind of allow myself to, instead of exert knowledge or try and put stuff onto paper, it's time to physically express myself. There's not much thought that really goes into it other than technical things of the lift. So if it's a squat, for example, I'm just going to be focusing on what type of sensations I'm going to be feeling mid-set. In terms of music, it ranges a lot, like Dan said, on moods, type of people who are in the gym on the day as well. But a lot of Ghost Main, if you guys know much of Ghost Main, or quite heavy music, sadist or sadistic music, if you would. Yeah.
Hellspawn music, bro.
Oh, I did forget to say, I do think about the weight I did last week and how many reps I did it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
yeah.
crucial.
Yeah.
I'll get off the set. To be fair, yeah, that's the first thing I go to. Is I get off the set, I'm like, oh, that one progressed, sound. What's the next weight? Load that up. But I've already got it planned out, put that on, and then I go into my own little world.
Fair.
Jack?
It's still something that I really need to work on, to be honest. I think I lose a lot of sets just mentally, either just burning myself out. Like, I'm bad at composing myself if a set means a lot to me, or just like a lot of self-doubt. But I will look at kind of last week's performance, any notes that I've made, like this could be tidier, this could be pushed harder, whatever. Think about what I want to get, think about what's realistic to get, and then just whatever puts me in the mood to exert my entire body until I can't exert it anymore. And like, yeah, that might be like something upbeat, that might be something angry, that might be like whatever. And then I just kind of get myself in the mood to, like, especially if it's like a hack squat, to be like basically jumping up and down 10 times with a lot of weight on my back.
A trampoline?
Yeah, literally.
I've seen some people do it like a trampoline, to be fair.
When they hit the bottom of the machine and their feet are at the top of the platform and they get like this much knee flexion.
Yeah, bro. It's actually a hamstring exercise.
I have actually, no guessing this time, but I've seen someone recently that I respect as like a individual who knows their stuff, call a leg press a hamstring exercise. That putting your feet higher biases the glutes and hamstrings. And I was like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Maybe glutes, yeah. Hamstrings.
Glutes is narrow, wide is adductors, because think about the stretch.
But hamstrings, what? I'll tell you who it is after.
Yeah, that's not possible, right? I'm not being dumb. You're making me count.
It's not possible, no.
Not possible, no.
I swear it's to do with like your knee and hip flexion and stuff.
Yeah.
So that remains the same throughout a leg press.
Yeah.
Because your hamstrings are going to be lengthening at the hip and shortening at the knee. So they're effectively staying the same length. Nothing's happening.
Same as a squat pattern.
But yeah, that's my rant on that real quick. Detours with Dan.
There's not really much I'd add to what you boys have said about sort of preset mindset, aside from obviously it depends on the exercise. Like, do you really need to get up for a set of arms? Probably not. But also, if it's in the 20 to 25 rep range, maybe you do, because it's really going to suck.
If it's in that rep range, I'm aiming at 15, mate.
They're horrific. I'm going to... Yeah, that's that. I'm actually going to do what you mentioned there about the playlist, Dan. I think that's a really cool idea.
I mean, I don't really use many of the songs on there. If I'm honest, there's like 2 songs I use on there, like 2 or 3, like that really get you going. Because realistically, how many sets is it in a week? Like 2 sets of hack, 2 sets of stiff leg, or 2 pendulum. I don't really need many songs, but just like something that's like got an emotional attachment to it that like. But then again, sometimes I can go into a set of hack with like Dave playing. And like it won't affect me. So it really does depend on the day and the mood, and also like how easy progressions are coming that day. If they're coming quite easy, I don't need to get super switched on. But if it's a bit of a slog, then you kind of need to recruit the big guns.
True. I feel like just not overthinking it and just going into it. Like John said, kind of just switching your mind off and getting your body on. You know, that's kind of all you need to do. I think I'm quite guilty of just overthinking the set.
Yeah, I just think on a generic level, like, what am I actually doing here? I'm doing the exact same execution as last week with the same like tempo, same continuity. And if I beat the reps, I beat the reps. If I don't, I don't. Like, I'm not. I was guilty of it in the past, like resting at the top to get another rep just to beat the logbook. Like, fuck doing that, because when I come back next week, I've got to beat that number and I'm going to rest even longer. So I've taken a couple of regressions recently, but my execution has been improved. So I'm like, Yeah, you just got to roll with it, really.
Yeah, it's not really a regression then. Like
No.
if your execution is noticeably better and you lose like 1 rep, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
That's
I
something
thought-
I see all the time. Resting at the top of the thing to get like another rep or another couple of reps.
We've all done
And
it.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. My sort of thing with it is, right, if I'm up there for a couple of seconds and I'm thinking about if I rest a bit longer, I'm gonna get another rep, then like don't go for it because you're just trying to like it's just gonna mess you up in the long term.
And you got other sets to progress. Like maybe that first set you match, but maybe the second one you're up to, you know. Or sometimes, like I say to people, we're always looking to progress a rep, but sometimes like things aren't perfect. Sometimes you've progressed half a rep and you need another week to progress a rep. Like it's an extreme example, but
Yeah.
it's better in that case to just stick to the execution and like follow through with next week. But when you're at that point, if that's happening routinely, swap the exercise out. But
Yeah, I log my lifts in like a really weird way sometimes. So I might call something a 6+1 if I didn't get the rep all the way short, or I might call it like a 7 and I'll put a little M8, like 7, maybe 8, like if it's like a T-bar where your elbow might not be far enough back. So just like even going from like a 7, maybe 8 to like that's definitely 8 sort of thing. That's fine. And I'm kind of getting used to like littler progressions like that. You're not going to add a rep on like arms every week if you're doing like 15, like if you're working like a 6 to 9 rep range. You're not, because within 4 or 5 weeks you're expecting to jump 2.5 kilos with the same amount of rep. It's not going to happen. Yeah,
true.
Yeah. What's your next question, Luke?
Another big thing to mention there is like, well, I was just going to carry on from what you said there, but even matching what you did last week is not like that's no longer stimulative. Like it's still within the range of it's going to help you progress. You don't have to progress every single week, but if the progression's there, obviously take it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Do we want to go on to post-workout? I think that's going to be a fairly short one, to be honest.
Post-workout ritual.
What do we do?
Have a wank and cry? I don't know. Like
Every single time, maybe.
Yeah, I do that when I wake up and before bed as well.
Yeah, that's just kind of every meal now.
Oh, what do I do post-workout?
Go on, John. What are you going to say?
Nothing, no.
Bro, I'm a tough act to follow after that. Talking about jerking off.
Abysmal.
I don't really know what I do post-workout. I usually it depends on how good the session is / how pressed I am for time, but I usually like to pose if I feel like I've got a good pump and the session's gone all right. And then I start the walk back, which is actually uphill then rather than downhill on the way to the gym, which is not fun. And then I get in, make my food, and then I'm always really unproductive after the gym. Unless I have somewhere to go, like I'm unproductive. Like, so, for example, I'm knee deep in my dissertation right now, and I have like made a commitment to a mate who drives in 45 minutes to uni to like go to the library with him at like midday /1. So I'm at the gym, I get back and I'm like, oh God, I finish my meal, straight to the library, and I sit there and I'm at the library, I'm ready to do work, and I just cannot do it. I'm just so shot after every session, I just can't do it. It's really annoying.
I
don't like training in the evening.
Yeah, I always have to work first, even if it means like getting up earlier for that day. But because food's quite high, if I eat, that kind of kills my productivity. So I'll get in and then I'll do work for like an hour or 45 minutes, and then I'll eat, and that helps me feel hungrier and stay a bit more focused.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if I've got anything to do, it's always stuff that's like very, very mentally easy to manage.
Yeah, you do the hard work when you wake up, and then you do the soft work after training, like TM Cycle said, or the hard work and the soft work, and that's what it's called, something like that.
All I have is dissertation, man. It's all hard.
That's literally pre-session, mate. Pre-gym ritual is do a dissertation.
I'm like the hardest working lazy person you ever meet, or the opposite of that, the laziest hard worker. Like I work smart, not hard. Like I'll get it done. I'll start every bit of work early so I can be lazy. So like I can do it very slowly over time. Like I've had a full free day today. I must have done about 20 minutes on my dissertation today. Yet when I'm sat in a lecture trying to listen to something else, I'll be doing like my dissertation. Makes no sense. But I'll get the highest grade. It is a joke. I don't know why.
Go to more lectures then, clearly.
I go to all my lectures.
Go to unrelated ones and just
Or just pop into a psychology class, just sit there doing economics.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would actually get more done that way. I do
Listen
love
to
Have you
lectures.
taken any behavioural economics modules, Dan?
No, but that actually interests. We didn't have the option to do that, but that actually interests me. Like I like understanding what people go through people's head because I reckon I can guess what's going through people's head quite well. I like that. I like making weird observations. Like I was at that Loyal Kana concert. I was making observations left, right, and centre. Like, I was like, what's the average age here? Do you reckon?
Man was observing. My guy observing.
Oh my god!
I know what you mean, mate. It's really interesting, to be fair. Just like people watching.
Yeah, it's like I like guessing what people do with their life. Like when you go in for the gym, like what do you actually do? Like what work do you do, mate? But I'll never ask them.
Fair.
Yeah. Luke, John, your post-workout routine?
Luke,
Drive home, eat, shower.
Oh yeah, shower.
True.
I just contemplate the rest of living, and then try to make gains. Yeah.
I sit there and be anabolic. Just sit there being like trying to make the muscles grow.
Fair play. I did get one question we can go over as well quickly. How do you, it kind of fits in with the topic, to be fair. How do you fight the thoughts of not wanting to train on a specific day?
Ooh.
Get on with it. If I'm honest, it depends. Like if it's sorry, I am getting my laptop charger out of my bag. If it's like a continual thing for me personally, that will mean a deload. Like that's probably one of my biggest signs of needing one. But if it's just like my stiff leg and hack day, like it is a slog at the end of the day. It's not going to be fun, especially when I've got leg extension after hack and a set of split squats. Like it's not. I don't like massively look forward to it, but at the end of the day, sometimes I just tell myself like it needs to be done. Like you're not going to skip the gym, so stop crying about it. Get on with it. Same with steps, really. Like I might prolong it, but I know I'm going to need to go out and do them because I'm not going to do them. I think there's an element of overthinking that's quite common. It's quite a hard truth to hear sometimes. That depending on like how invested you are in your goal, you do just need to crack on with it. But there are definitely sometimes I'm guilty of like
bad enough, man.
There's sometimes I'm definitely guilty of like being a little baby about it as well. But like the prevailing thing is like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, mate, just you got to do it. Like it's not like you're not going to go and train. Just go and do it. Try put on like the best mental attitude you can. Oftentimes you're fine. You get there, progress your first set. You're having a great time. But I do find that first set is pretty make or break. Like in that kind of mentality, you regress that set and it's going to be a shit session. So sorry to that person that asked that. That's a bit of a brutal answer. Yeah, I do feel quite bad.
Bro, honesty is all good. Something that's made me think of, Jack, I'm sure you've experienced this as well, is sometimes people will say that like, I want to achieve this goal, but then there will be circumstances where they don't do the necessary behavior required to do it, like sticking to your calories, doing your steps, going to all the sessions, which are the things which you need to do in order to reach that goal. And sometimes it's just about reminding yourself, like, why are you doing this on the day-to-day basis, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the thing is, like, doing anything consistently is a bit of push and pull. It's pushing yourself to get it done, but also pulling it back and simplifying it. And like I always say to people, the best way to make progress is to be consistent. You don't need to be like anal, you just need to be consistent. If you consistently eat between 2,000 to 2,200 calories, you will make progress. If that's better than you eating exactly 2,150, go for it. Like if you consistently can train 2 to 3 times per week, if you need that variance, if you need that fluctuation to be consistent, then go for it. And like with anything, if you're struggling to like motivate yourself for the gym session, it's just push and pull. Like, is there anything wrong with this session? Is this routinely happening? Is there something that needs to change to make this easier for me mentally? Or is this just a case of me pushing myself? Like Dan said, like if it's routinely happening, do you need a deload? Is it just that you're training too much? Are you too written off? Did you sleep like shit? Have you got personal issues going on in your life? Do you just need to skip that session and just come back to it? So it's always like if I've got a client who's like, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, I'll just be like, okay, is this routinely happening? What's kind of going on? Trying to diagnose it. If there's something that we can do with the structure of the plan, then let's do it. If not, then it's just a mindset thing. Let's just work on that. And maybe even baby step our way through. Like if you've got Dan with a crazy leg day, I'm sure that he in some form has built up to that. Like Dan's been training for a while, so he's going to be able to just push himself to do sessions like that. Or is someone new to the gym, potentially not. So then again, it's just a case of pull back so you can push.
I think it's also a case of like you're human at the end of the day. Like for example, like me, I literally said to Tom today, like I overeat like pretty frequently. I'll say like it's okay. I'm in off season, like I can get away with it, but I like view it as like a curve. Like there's some benefit to overeating, having the leniency, maybe more likely to stick to the plan, whatever. But I find for myself, if I overeat, if my weight goes up the next day, I'll go, oh, maybe it shouldn't have gone up if I'd have stuck on plan. And I might have had a food increase this week. And, I could be better off in the long run. Whereas I'll just, in the moment, it's like, I'll pick at that little bit of food. Little do I know, like having like a few bites from Mrs. Food, if she's got a few different things in front of her, suddenly you're 100 calories over. Like, well, that's 25 carb every day that could be added, for example.
That's the same as the food increase. And the thing is as well, like, if that helps you kind of make the most of that push up and you get to the point where you're like, I want to diet, I want to be regimented, I think that's a good thing. Like you can almost over regiment yourself when you can be more flexible to the point where you just kind of break or snap.
Yeah.
I've definitely been way more flexible with this like bulk than I have been before. And I'm genuinely looking forward to dieting, part of it being just kind of regaining a bit of like consistency on my part and just adhering a bit better. And I think that would be something that I would be almost scared of if I'd been super duper like anal with it. And I can look back, I can look at my average rate of gain, it's fine. My food's still in a good spot. I'm still progressing my lifts. Like, have I gained weight at a sensible rate? Have I progressed my lifts at a sensible rate? If yes to both, then we're pretty much golden,
Yeah. Coming from a man who ate a ham sandwich and a bag of, what was it?
Doritos, bro.
Doritos.
Yeah. That's how I'm getting the calories in though.
Yeah, like you say, as long as there's a bottom line picture, isn't there? Like you say, like progressing your lifts, sensible rate of gain. As long as you're not actually like sabotaging your like gaining phase or your diet phase or whatever it is, like leniency is okay as long as like I say, I struggle with it mentally. As long as you can stomach it mentally and you're not sabotaging it, like great, be as lenient as you can. As long as you're heading in the right direction at the right rate, and
yeah,
you can ask for.
It will be accounted for after a couple of weeks. Like if you're eating above plan and your weight goes up, Tom's just going to hold back on giving you food. There will be a day where you need more food, but then the longer that the gaining phase goes on, the more it's accounted for. So like my food could probably be higher, but do I want my food higher every day? I don't really care at this point. I'd rather have more leniency. So like swings and roundabouts, in it.
Yeah, you just got to be honest with yourself. Like you say, are the lifts progressing? Is my rate of gain too quick? Am I actually like eating crap realistically? Because you can eat your calories, but eat crap. Like as long as you're like, yeah, Haribo's and Dorito protocol.
Haribo's has been a while actually, but to be fair, that might be a shout post workout.
Yeah, but as long as you're heading in the right direction, like we say, then you're all sound realistically. Yeah. Not Mr. Optimal though, are we, Luke? Luke's Mr. Optimal over there, blue light blockers and everything.
Yeah, bro. Even when I'm gaining, I keep my vegetables in, unlike somebody else we know.
I did until 2 weeks ago. All right, that was good. My gaining phase was longer than yours. I kept them in for 25 weeks. That's pretty fucking good.
How long was your gaining phase, Luke?
Oh, it was like 16 to 20 weeks, somewhere around there.
Pussy. It's because he's scared of ham and Doritos.
My appetite just died, bro.
Oh, yeah, no, I do remember you saying that.
I was just throwing up. It was not
I
ideal.
do think there is a place for a short off season. Obviously, everyone says stay in a surplus for an extended amount of time. The way I view that is you're always getting to the same level of fat. Whereas if I stay in a surplus for like 5 months now, and then I diet for the same amount of time I dieted last time, I'm going to be a lot leaner. Like my push-up can then be 12 months every time or whatever, because I'm not going to get to that point where my appetite dies.
Yeah, they can be shorter, but as long as they're not more aggressive, because you're just not going to be gaining any more tissue, really.
I think I'd only do one short one because what I find is I bulk through summer and I cut through winter. It's like so stupid that I'm like absolutely roasting in summer, freezing in winter. So I actually want to get it back on track. Plus, I actually want to look good in summer.
Yeah, mate.
I don't want to be a beach whale, man. That's what I was like.
Diet in like a couple of weeks, and like 4 8 weeks, something like that. Just diet down. It won't take you that long, and then you can hold that through summer. Maybe even diet a little bit through summer, and then push up. Chat to Tom. Tom's a bloke.
I'll probably diet. I don't know. I've got a holiday booked for May, but I'm gonna have to do. That's only a couple months away. I'm just gonna have to keep bulking till then. There's no way I cut.
Yeah, that's 2 months.
It'll just be like I'll cut just before, like, I don't know, something like August time, something like that. That'll be all right.
Otherwise, you'll just be ramping up the appetite for the holiday.
Yeah, to be fair.
Gain 10 kilos in a week.
11.
That's what I did in my last gaining phase, man.
Did you? You gained 10 in a week?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey!
That's what it looked like from the outside on Instagram, didn't it, Luke?
Do you have pictures? I might go diving for them.
Man just got soft so quick.
Right, boys, let's wrap this one up because the Wi-Fi is not having a good day, and you keep cutting out. And I want this to be actually listenable. But have we got any last closing thoughts on the topic for today?
What's going to be my top tip? I'm going to do this every time I'm on. Top tip of the topic. Right. Work out what works for you. Everyone's different. There you go. Your pre-workout routine is not going to look like mine, and nor is your preset. There you go.
Nice.
Bosh.